Hey guys, what's up? Tom here from the Movie Rewind, and I wanted to give you guys my top 10 films of the year since I haven't been doing very many reviews, and I'm sure you guys are wondering what I've been liking this year. Even though it's a little late in the season, I still want to do it. The last 3 months have a lot of films I'm looking forward to, so this list could completely change. Hell, even the order of this list could completely change with the DVDs come out later and everything. But here we go anyways. I want to give you some honorable mentions first. First honorable mention is Haywire, which was a fun little film by Steven Soderbergh. Chronicle, which was an original little like superhero villain type of teenage flick. And Ted, which looked very stupid in the trailer, but it was hilarious. I am a Family Guy fan. I did like it, so it held true. And let's just jump right into the list. We got number 10 here is going to be Premium Rush, the Joseph Gordon-Levitt vehicle. Nice supporting work here by Michael Shannon as the villain. He was very good in this film. He was funny. There was a lot of funny moments in this movie, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt carried this film perfectly. It was really fun, and I enjoyed it for a bike messenger chase film. It was probably about as good as it could be. Number 9 is going to be 21 Jump Street, which is still the most hilarious film of the year. I thought it was going to be stupid. I did not want to see a 21 Jump Street movie. It wasn't even that great of a TV show, and now they're going to make a movie out of it. I was like, ugh. But it was very funny. Jonah Hill, Channing Tatum were fantastic together, and I really enjoyed it. Number 8 is Dread 3D. That film is a blast, okay? He doesn't take his helmet off this time, which is great. It's a simple blast. You have Olivia Thirlby in there with him, which I love her. And she does an extremely good job. It's a very simple story. They could make a million more of these if they wanted to. I hope they don't. I hope they only make a couple more. But I'm interested to see if they do make any more, what it would be like. A lot of blood splatter all over the place. Just a real fun time. Number 7 is The Amazing Spider-Man, which I thought was an excellent reboot startup film. Now, Spider-Man is higher on my 2002 list than this is on this list, but I do like this film better than Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield does a much better job than Tobey Maguire. Andrew Garfield is cocky, as Spider-Man should be, not a wuss. And I'm glad we don't have Mary Jane. She was annoying. I'm glad we have Gwen Stacy, and I'm glad it's Emma Stone because she's amazing. And the only downfall of the film is the villain. Rhys Ifans does about as good of a job as he can do with the Lizard, but the Lizard's just not as good as Green Goblin. And no one can top Willem Dafoe's over-the-top fun performance from the first film. But I do think that this is a better startup film, and I hope that the trilogy ends up being incredible. Okay, number 6 is going to be Cabin in the Woods. Now, I recently just saw this. It just made it on the list. Cabin in the Woods is funny. It's not scary. It's a really original film. I love Chris Hemsworth in the film. Chris Hemsworth is going to have a pretty good career, I think. I'm going to think that. Red Dawn might not make you think that, but it was very funny. It had a couple creepy moments, actually. I was surprised. I didn't like it as much as a lot of people did, but it was a little weird. It was an odd film, but I do appreciate it, and it was very original for what it was trying to be, and I appreciate that. Number 5 is The Hunger Games, which I kind of agree with my dad on this one. My dad recently told me that the outside of the arena, everything outside the arena was very hit or miss. There was some good moments outside the arena, but he did not appreciate the Wizard of Oz type characters, as in Stanley Tucci's character and Elizabeth Banks' character. He did not appreciate those very weird-looking odd characters. He said that he did not like the modern world in that respect, that everybody looks weird. I kind of agree that's kind of weird, but I had no problems with it. We were barely there. Most of the film is spent in the arena, which is fucking awesome. And Jennifer Lawrence is my wife, so I'm going to be skewed no matter what. I mean, I would marry that girl in a heartbeat. Okay, and number 4 is The Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight Rises is not the best film of the year. I'm sorry, fanboys. I'm sorry. I was one for The Dark Knight. It should have won everything. It should have swept the awards. It got screwed by not even making it in. Though I'm glad Slumdog won. It was the best of the choices. But Dark Knight should have won everything. It did not. But Dark Knight Rises is just not as good, people. It's really not. There are better films this year than The Dark Knight Rises. Get over it. I love the film. I enjoy the film. It's just not the best film of the year. Let's get real here. If we look at films that are better than it, Bane was cool. He was badass, but just not as good as the Joker. And that's just the simple fact of it. And Batman was a little better here. Christian Bale did a better job in this one than probably the other two, I believe. Michael Caine did a better job in this one than the other two. Oldman was about the same. Joseph Gordon-Levitt was alright. He was alright. I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt, but he was just alright here. And Anne Hathaway was the one that blew everything out of the water. And Marion Cotillard was just... she wasn't good. So you put all that together in a 2-hour and 45-minute movie, which is the longest of the trilogy, which is probably a little over-bloated. Could have been a little tighter. It could have made a little more sense. You know, a lot of things could have been a little bit better in this film. Pretty much the best thing is the takedown of the plane at the beginning of the movie, and everything goes pretty much downhill from there. I enjoy it. It's my number 4. It just doesn't deserve any accolades or anything, and it probably won't get any. Number 3 is Prometheus, which I like it more than Alien. I love Prometheus. I absolutely loved it. I found it to be terrific. The acting by everyone in it was perfect. Between Charlize Theron, Idris Elba, Noomi Rapace, and my boy Michael Fassbender. Everybody was terrific in the movie. And I had a blast with this. It was scary. It was creepy. There was a lot of gross out moments. There was a lot of making you think. This film still has me thinking. So, I loved it. Another film that still has me thinking is my number 2, Looper. Now, Looper is an original, inventive film, despite what people may say about it not being original and how it has aspects of Terminator. That's fine. You want to say all that, that's cool. But I found it to be original. I found it to be an awesome movie. Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Bruce Willis are fantastic. Jeff Daniels does a pretty good job. Emily Blunt is amazing in this. It's amazing how these British actresses can put together an American accent so perfectly and seamlessly. But Looper is terrific. I don't want to give anything in the movie away. The ending might piss some people off, but just fuck those people. Just go see it. It's a fantastic movie. Get this movie seen, people. It deserves it. And number 1... which you probably could have guessed, anyone probably could have, because it hasn't been on the list so far, and it deserves to be on everyone's list. The Avengers. Fantastic movie this year. Best superhero movie of the year. Second best superhero movie of all time behind The Dark Knight. See, I love Dark Knight, guys. Don't jump on me, because I'm a Dark Knight guy. Rises just wasn't that good. But let's jump back into the Avengers. Avengers was fantastic. It did exactly what it wanted to do. And the reason why it's a surprise film of the year also for me, I would put it on a surprise film of the list year. Because I didn't expect it to do what it set out to do. There's too many superheroes in this film to expect that it's going to succeed. But it did. You know, every movie with too many villains or superheroes or whatever fails. Spider-Man 3, too many people. Dark Knight Rises, too many people. Still a good movie, but You know, this movie has a shit ton of superheroes and even a few villains, and it still does an excellent job at giving equal time and giving good moments to every single person. And I really appreciate that. It's a blast. It's an action-packed, fun, funny ride, just like every other Marvel film has been to this point, except in a grander scale with all of them together in one. I cannot wait for the second one. It's going to be a blast also. I don't know if it's going to be quite as good because it's hard to do it the second go-round, but we'll see, and I can't wait to see it. What are your 10 favorite films of the year, guys? I want to hear what you guys have been liking. You know, I haven't been here for a while. Let's see some of your comments. Let's see what you guys have been liking. What are you guys looking forward to? Put that on my other video. And until next time, I'll see you guys, all right?